So one thing about these old 300 Hondas is that they don't really have your modern cigarette lighter style 12 volt auxiliary plug on them. So guys who want to run your added accessories like 12 volt tire inflators, air compressors, lights, GPS chargers, whatever runs off 12 volt cigarette lighter plug like you have in your car. The old 300s don't have this. All they have on them is this little old school style plug. I'm not even sure what it's called. I'm sure I've heard it before, but right there in the handlebars. And it is 12 volt power and it is fused, but it's not the cigarette lighter type plug that we're used to seeing. So what I did is I went to the local auto parts store and picked up this. It's a 12 volt accessory socket. It's got a water resistant rubber plug on it. So I've laid out here on the seat what the kit comes with. It comes with your 12 volt auxiliary socket on the far left. Then you got your positive and negative wires with the connectors to connect directly onto the tabs that are on the socket. And it comes with two of the wire crimp blocks, connectors, whatever you want to call them, and two screws to mount that little bracket that's on the zoom. That's on this here, but we're not going to use this bracket. I'll zoom out here for a second. We're not going to use this bracket because what we can do is we can take this off. You can unscrew this outside barrel, get rid of that bracket, and there, just like that. So we can drill a hole into our plastic, stick this in, stick this on the other side, and tighten it up. Yeah, so it's all rigged up here. I was going to run new wires all the way from the battery to the front of the quad, put in new fused power, or I was going to take apart a bunch of the plastic and all that nonsense. But then I remembered I got two of these things and it's the other 300 that doesn't have any of this stuff wired up and that switch isn't plugged in. So this one does have that switch plugged in, so you can just tap into those wires right at the handlebars and run it from there. Easy. So the first thing you're going to want to do before you start working on your electrical system is disconnect the battery. What is that? This is it. There. So now, with our battery disconnected, we can take off that old style connector and figure out the wires. Now, as you can see, I lucked out. These aren't very rusty. On some quads, they're going to be rusty and hard to get out. Just spray them with some PB blaster or something, and they'll come right out. We have the old connector on the outside of the machine. And so what we're going to do with this, take a pair of pliers, cut it right off. NFG. So, just going to pass it through here. through here. And there we go. So with our wires exposed, we can take our connectors from the kit and see what we're going to do with that. So this red wire is too long. We'll just cut it the same length as the black one for right now. And we'll take our wire stripper. It's probably 12 gauge. Strip the wire off.
That could have made those a bit longer, but who gives a shit? One up there, yeah.
Alright, so what happened was the heat shrink tubing that I put on wasn't big enough to slide over my gobs of solder that I put on it. So that didn't work out exactly as planned. I just used some electrical tape to tape over it instead. I mean, we're wiring up some stupid 12-volt electrical out in the quad here. We're not wiring up a fucking space station or something anyway, so it doesn't matter with shit. But we can still slide over this big piece of heat shrink, and that'll cover it. I'm not sure what the purpose will be of said heat shrink, but it'll be there, and it looks cool. So let's shrink that up. Alright, so continuing on with the video, I got this heat shrinked up. Looks like, well, I'd say it looked like factory. Put some electrical tape over it, and you'll never know that some Canadian hack went and wired up the auxiliary plug on it. So obviously by doing this method, if you haven't figured it out yet, it's going to be somewhat difficult to go back to the original plug. But since the original plug is useless anyway, it probably won't be a problem. Alright, so now the wiring is ready. We can decide where we want to mount this. I think I'm going to mount it on this side or this side. One or the other. Looks like there's lots of room on the other side to do it, so we'll probably do it on that side. Let's take you over to this side and we'll see what we're going to do. Turn some auxiliary lighting on. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Right over there. Alright, so now I'm just going to find out what I did with that stupid thing. There it is. Okay, so To mount this, all we need is this barrel, and we need to make a hole the same diameter as that. And we need a template to do it. It'd be the easiest way. So what I figured is we can take this rubber thing that covers it. It slides exactly over that. So the inside diameter, that should be perfect. So we can just take a marker, decide where we want it. Go there. Oh yeah, that's. Just get rid of that part. Broken. That's why. Try that again. I'll turn back now. Okay, so this is actually just about the biggest drill bit I got. It ain't big enough. But what I do got is a Dremel, and I don't have the bit I was looking for, but I got this bit, so we'll try that instead. So I can just clean up the hole a little bit. So you can see in there, here's your outside of the quad socket. Inside we got wires connected up. So now we're ready to reconnect our battery. Make sure it doesn't interfere with anything. And that's done, complete. Accessory socket. Boom. Thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe.